Since coming back to achievement hunting, after my Xbox 360 days, I've racked up quite a serious amount of completions. Some were incredible, some nearly broke me, and a couple made me question all my life choices. With 2025 officially behind us, now feels like the perfect time to break down and rank every game that I've 100% completed so far. I'll be ranking these from the least amount of hours played to the most. Alright, our first game, Climb the Backrooms, coming in at a whopping 3.5 hours and having 5 achievements. I played this game with my brother and it was actually really fun. The only problem is it was kind of short, which is why it goes into the C tier. If you could pick it up on sale, I think it's worth it.
And he missed again. Go try again.
With our first spot in the C tier filled, we can move on to Death from Above, coming in with a whopping 5 hours and 21 achievements. Now when I first seen this game, it kind of reminded me of like the COD missions where you'd play the AC-130 kind of, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. It turned out to be a little different, but it wasn't bad. This game also was a little short, which is why I'm putting it in the C tier. Alright, so our next game is Warfare Legacy Collection, coming in at a whopping 6 hours and having 21 achievements. Now this was mostly a nostalgia play, and this is one of those games you either played as a kid or you didn't, but man, it was so fun to replay. This game was a blast to return to, which is why I'm putting it in the C tier. Now C tier for me is going to be like your average game. Nothing super crazy, but not really bad either. Alright, so our next game coming in at a whopping 6.5 hours and 14 achievements. A Way Out. The story in this game was actually really fun, and being able to experience it with a co-op partner from 2 separate sides is really enjoyable. While I don't want to spoil anything, this is definitely a must play. I would probably wait to get it on sale though. This is going to be our first B tier game, and while the game is a little short, it's just simply too fun to pass up. So the next 2 games on our list are both Telltale games, The Walking Dead Season 2 and Game of Thrones. I'm not going to spend too much time on them, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what they are, but they were both good. The Walking Dead having 40 achievements and Game of Thrones having 48. It's not possible to miss any of the achievements if you play the game. Alright, so the next game on our list has a whopping 16 hours, 35 achievements, and it is Black Ops 2. That's not counting multiplayer and or zombie achievements. Now while I haven't got around to the zombies yet, I do plan on doing it in due time. This game was also very nostalgic because I played it a lot as a kid. I very distinctly remember playing in a private lobby with my dad, and him just having a million traps set inside of a building. It was good times. Now this is going to be our second game in the B tier, and that's purely just based off the campaign. Now if it was the multiplayer, like back in the day, easy yes. Alright, so our next game coming in at a whopping 17 hours, 44 achievements, and I made a video on it. Maneater. While the concept is pretty simple, the gameplay is actually really fun. It was actually a lot of fun playing this game. You straight up just get to turn your brain off and eat and kill everything. Now towards the end of the game I had some performance and crashing issues. I still don't think it was enough to hamper the game, but I would definitely say that this one's a must play. Whether you wait for a sale to pick it up or not, it's kind of up to you, but you're not going to regret it. And Maneater is going to be our first A, and it definitely deserves its position. And our next game has 20 hours and 49 achievements. I also just made a video on this game, and I found one of my new favorite series, Metro 2033. And while this is one of my most recent completions, I don't understand how I've never played these games before. And not only that, they go on sale for extremely cheap very often. You truly do know a game is special when after you finish it, all you want to do is go watch lore videos. This is a super solid A. And not only that, the game goes on sale for $2 USD all the time. It's a no-brainer. Alright, next up. Coming in at 26 hours and having 50 achievements, we have Thief Simulator 2. Never really realized how much of a fan of the simulator games I am, but I think they've come a long way. This game's actually really fun because you start off scared to just rob a regular house, and then by the end of the game, you're doing these super huge heists. It kind of reminds you of the ads, like have you ever seen the level 5 thug versus the level 100 mafia boss ads? Now I haven't played Thief Simulator 1, but it's definitely on my to-do list, and apparently they're making a Thief Simulator 3, so... Yeah, look at you. Prime specimen. Alright, anyways... This game simply is just an A2. It's such a good game. It was so fun. I really enjoyed my time. Alright, so this brings us to the first game I've completed since I returned to achievement hunting. And it was my first video. Coming in with a whopping 41 hours and 57 achievements. Dead Island Definitive Edition. This is one of the many games that I played a million times as a kid and never actually completed. So it was actually nice returning with the nostalgia. This is simply just another classic, and this game also goes on sale extremely cheap very often. Riptide also goes on sale very cheap, which I haven't played yet, but I do have. And Dead Island 2 is 5 USD on sale, and I haven't played that either. I also have it. This is definitely one of the series that I'm really looking forward to returning to the next game. I just gotta get some people that want to play it. This is also a very solid A tier. Alright, so moving on to our next game. Coming in with 42 hours and 18 achievements, we have Sheltered. Now, while this might not be everyone's cup of tea, I actually really enjoy indie games, and this game is really fun. I had high hopes for the second game. Unfortunately, it seems like it's been abandoned, but if it's in the ballpark of games that you play and you can catch it on sale, I think it's worth it. This is going to be a solid B tier. Alright, coming in next, another game I've played a million times as a kid, but I don't think I ever actually beat it. Coming in with 44 hours and 67 achievements, we have Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. This is also another game you can catch on sale for pretty cheap, and there's a whole series. Now, I've never played the first game, but it's definitely on my to-do list. I also have the third, but I've heard bad stuff about it. And their new game just come out, Old Country, which I have yet to look at, so I'm looking forward to being able to play that in the future. This is obviously another solid B tier. So the next game on our list is coming in at 57 hours, 44 achievements, Medieval Dynasty, and I had a ton of fun playing this co-op with my brother. I really haven't laughed this hard in a long time playing this game. For some reason, with our monkey brains, the first thing that we decided to do as soon as we spawn in is have a deathmatch. And I don't know why, I just laughed so hard, it was funny. Now, this is a game that I've always considered doing a 100 days challenge video on. I'm not really sure if people would be interested in that. Let me know maybe, but this game is 100% worth it. It's actually really fun. I actually laughed so hard at the start of this game in the first 10 minutes that I cried just from fighting my brother. This one also goes in the B tier. Now, I think I'm going to have a little change of heart here, and I'm actually going to move Mafia 2 to the A tier, purely just because of all the nostalgia. Okay, so our next game, with no DLC yet, is coming in at a whopping 99 hours and 58 achievements. Stalker 2. I also made a video on this one, and it's the first in the series that I've played that has introduced me to the Stalker series. I picked this game up when it first came out, and it was extremely fun. The only problem is when you got towards the end of the game, there was a couple of glitched achievements, and it took so long to get them just to work. They're fixed now, but I've really been itching for them to put some DLCs in the game. I think it's been long enough. Also on my to-do list is go back and play the older games, because I've never played them. This is hands down our first S tier. This game is goated. Alright, with our first S tier assigned, let's get to the next game. With 135 hours and 35 achievements, you could probably guess that I like this game a little bit. And it's a part of my favorite series, which is probably why I like Metro and Stalker so much. We have Fallout Shelter. Now, while it's a glorified mobile game, it's actually really fun, and you can just idle it, or you can just play it, choose to play it whenever you want. It also works very well watching a podcast or something along the side of it while you do stuff. This game's going to be an A tier for me, and with the content drop just coming out with the new Fallout show, I actually really want to go back and play this game. So our next game coming in with 206 hours and 75 achievements is Fallout New Vegas. Don't let the playtime that I said fool you. I actually played this game a lot back in the day on 360, and it's my most played Fallout game for sure, and I've 100%ed all the achievements like 3 or 4 times now. Now, every Fallout fan has their favorite game in the series, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a specific favorite. I love them all for different reasons. Now, this is gonna obviously be another A tier for me. It's extremely hard to not put every Fallout game in S, but yeah. So up next, we have 240 hours and 49 achievements. Another indie game. And this one's like extremely well known. Like, it has so many great reviews. Stardew Valley. And this is a game that I actually want to return to pretty soon as well. It's extremely fun, and it's always rewarding. This could be another one that I could do a couple 100-day challenges videos or something of the sort, if that's something people are interested in. This game caters to so many different playstyles. You can focus on crops, you can focus on animals, you can fish, you can mine, you can slay monsters, and just like as simple as being able to lay out the way your base is made is awesome. This game's quite simply just an easy S tier. Up next, we have 360 hours, 72 achievements. Fallout 76. I absolutely hated this game when it first came out. It truly felt like someone took my favorite series and straight up took a shit on it, to be honest. But being such a fan I am, I did return way later in the game, and the game is actually really good now. Like, I'm actually pretty impressed how much they fixed it. And when I returned to this game, I actually got really addicted, and this is the only game I could play until I completed it. There's been a couple content drops since I last played, and I haven't done them, so maybe I should return pretty soon here. This is one of the games, if you like the Fallout series and you've been on the fence like I was at the start, I would definitely say go back and replay it. It's actually good now. And it's pretty cheap on sale. And you already know, A tier. Next up, we have a game that I never played back in the day, which is very surprising because it's an indie game, and all my friends on 360 played it, coming in with a whopping 520 hours and 115 achievements. Terraria. I have no clue how this game eluded me until I got a PC, but man, such a great game. This would be another game that I would think it would be worth doing a 100-day survival video on. With the crazy amount of positive reviews and how cheap this game is, there's no reason not to get it. And this is quite simply our third S tier. The next game coming in at 1,007 hours and 84 achievements. Fallout 4. Like all the other Fallout games, this one's also very special. For me personally, there's a lot of modern aspects in this game that would do really well in remasters in the older games. And I'm really hoping that this countdown at the end of Season 2 is actually gonna give us something useful. I haven't actually replayed Fallout 3 in so long, I'd be extremely happy if that was it. This game's also been out long enough that you can very easily pick it up for very cheap, so it's a no-brainer. Now, I'm very tempted to put this into the S tier, but I think I'm going to go into the A tier with the other Fallout games. Purely just debating S tier because of the modern mechanics. It's not really that I think the game's better than the other ones, but alright, so I think it's time for an honorable mention. I did have this game completed at one point. I actually made a video on it as well. But now the DLC is out, and I do plan on returning to it pretty soon. And of course, I'm talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This was hands down the best game of the year for me. The title I made for the video wasn't a lie. I actually do think it was the best game I've ever played. Now that hardcore mode's out, I plan on returning and getting the hell beat out of me. I also at some point need to play the first one. It's not very often modern games do what this one did, but man, this is easily top S tier.
This lot. Watch out, here we go. Henry, our hero Henry, the fellow who helps his fellow man.
Alright, so our next game just had achievements at it not very long ago, and it's clearly my most played game. Coming in at 3,317 hours, not counting 400 hours on my Smurf, and 48 achievements. We have Siege. Now, I had a lot of thought about where to place this game, and I'm not gonna lie, I kinda didn't want to do S tier just because the game is not what I fell in love with. It's changed so much, but haven't actually played it in so long, I don't really know how it plays now, but from what I've seen, it kinda doesn't look like the game I fell in love with, so. But I think purely just off of the ease of achievements and the good times I did have when I did play, I think it's worth putting an S tier.
10 seconds.
Alright, so with Siege in the S tier, I think it's time to actually check out the game that I have the most total hours ever on. Coming in with a whopping 20 achievements and 304 hours? Wait, that can't be right. I had to log in to check my actual playtime, and I haven't played in a while, but everyone knows you never truly quit RuneScape. You only take long breaks. Now, if you don't feel like doing that math, I'll put it on the screen. I just don't think I can say it out loud. And you know what's crazy is that's low for a lot of people that play the game. This is the only MMO that I've ever actually truly got into, and I've played it since I was a little kid, so I mean, this is only counting the hours on my main account. That's not counting my hardcore or my group. Now, while the achievements on Steam are kind of mid, the game is just so good, and it's clearly at the top of my S tier. And since returning, that's my list so far, and I'm hoping 2026 will have a lot more games. If you enjoyed this, check out some of my other stuff, and if you have any game recommendations, be sure to put them below. Peace!